Hello, church. Good evening, everyone, and I hope you all have a good, good Sunday. And yesterday we did have a good Sabbath. So now today, vegan recipe. We're gonna have three items, or three courses. The first one is a shallot pancake. The entrees, shallot pancake, and the main will be the udon miso soup with vegetables, and the dessert will be vegan rice pudding. Now, for this purpose, what I'll do is I will do the rice pudding first because it needs to get cool down, and then I'll do the shallots pancake, and the last one I will do the soup, because the soup has to be served straight away. Okay. Now with the vegan rice pudding, okay, it's a dessert. And it's a very simple dish. I haven't, tried this before, but this is my first time, so I'll try and do it, the best I can. Now I have here half a cup of Carol's rice, which I've washed. Okay, the one that I've used is the Australian medium grain rice. Okay. And I have here boiling water. I'll just put in 1 cup of boiling water and add to the rice. Now I'm going to let it sort of, cook a bit, simmer a bit, cook. And it might take a little while to do it. Hope it's not too long, until it goes bubbly, boiling, and and sort of thickens up. Okay, so I hope this won't take too long. Now I'll go through the ingredients. Now with this rice pudding is very simple. You don't need a lot of ingredients, just Carol's rice, water, and then later on I will add a combination that because we need 2 cups of milk, like plant-based milk. So you can use coconut milk, or you can use any nut milk, or or even soy milk, oat milk, whatever, But today I'm going to use a combination of oat milk and almond milk. Okay, now for the for the sweetening, I will use a combination of sugar and maple syrup. All right. And then I'll put a dash of vanilla essence, to give it a bit of a nice flavor. And looks like the rice is sort of, bubbling. And also while the rice is boiling, I'll also use, I also put in some citrus peel. So here I've got orange peel, and I'm going to do a lemon peel. Okay, so when you do the peel, try not to get the white bits. So I'm just going to do that. All right. Good. Now while the rice is boiling, now if you can see, it's really bubbling. It's really, really bubbling up. You can see that. So the rice is boiling nice and fine. I'm going to add in the citrus peel. Okay. And oh yes, with cinnamon. Now cinnamon is a very the main ingredient for this dish. So I'm just going to give it a good stir, because we do not want it to stick to the bottom. I'll take a little while.
What it looks like.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Okay. So you see, I can smell the citrus. Right. So it's still cooking so once the rice absorbs all the water, then we'll add in the milk. Okay. So I hope that won't take too long. Now it needs 2 cups of plant-based milk. So I'll add in. So I've got here the almond milk ready. Right, it looks like it's going to start drying. The rice is sort of soaking up all the liquid, but it's still maybe got maybe 5 minutes to go. So you can see. Okay. So it's thickening up now. So I just let it, simmer there. Now, while we're waiting for this to, to keep boiling, I will prepare the entree, which is the shallot pancake.
Oh, I've got a question from Eva.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. It's okay. Hi, Eva. Heidi usually says hello.
Oh, hi, Eva.
Hi, sorry about that.
Sorry, I thought you had a question regarding the recipe, so that's all good.
Yeah.
So let me close the chat and then we'll continue.
Okay, now it's bubbling really, really nicely. Lots and lots of, just keep stirring, okay? So, well, talking about multitasking, and I'm just going to do exactly what we're doing now, multitasking. Okay, so while the rice is cooking in the pot, boiling away, I'm going to start with the entree. Now, the entree is a shallot pancake, very easily done. Shallots, chop up. And I'll use now for the pastry, I will use a gaoji pastry, which is like this. You can get that from any Asian shop. And it's a white pastry, so it looks a bit like that, okay, round and nice. All right, and also 5 spice powder for the ingredient, some salt and a bit of pepper, okay, and also sesame oil. Now for the preparation for the shallots part, I will just put some shallots in a bowl, chop up shallots, okay, and sesame oil. Not too much sesame oil, so just a bit, can be quite overpowering. And a tiny bit of 5 spice powder. Again, very conservative, of very tiny bit of it, because this is also very strong in taste, so it can be quite overpowering. Salt. Salt again, not too much, because the pastry itself is actually a bit salty. Okay, and now normally I use white pepper, so today I just use some cracked pepper. Okay, I can open that for me, please.
What?
Yeah, just a bit more. Yeah, okay, that's enough. So I'll just let this sort of mix together so that all the the 5 spice, the sesame oil, the salt and pepper all come together. Now it looks like, I'm going back to the dessert, it looks like it's thickening up now. Okay, look, it's sort of drying up and thicken up. You can see that. Keep stirring. And what I'll do now is I'm going to add in the almond milk, 1 cup of almond milk. Okay, it looks nice and creamy. And 1 cup of oat milk. A good shake. So 1 cup of oat milk. I haven't quite used oat milk. It's actually quite a nice, a nice milk to try out. You can also use a bit of combination of coconut milk as well. Now, and once I have these, I pour in the milk mixture. Again, I let it boil or let it get thickened up. I will add in some cinnamon. You can also use cinnamon stick, but but today I'm just going to use just a few dash of cinnamon from the shaker. Okay, about like 1 teaspoon. Try with 1/4 of a teaspoon, otherwise it can be quite overpowering. So I've done that. Right, and I give it a good stir. Okay, give it a good stir.
Looks like.
Yeah, still you can see it's still quite runny, and I'll just let this boil while I'm going to fix up the. I'm going to continue with the pancake. All right, now. So here I have. Okay, now here I might just put this down a bit. So here I have a pancake. Okay, a pancake wrapper. Well, a gauji wrapper actually, and I'll put in a bit of let's put in some shallots. Okay, just make sure everywhere is sort of nicely done, and I'll put one on top again. And I put in a bit more shallots at the top, and I won't put in too much shallots because sometimes it sort of go through the pastry. So I'll put in another bit of pastry and one final stack. Okay. And I'll just put in another one. A little bit of that. Okay. And then I'll just sort of press it with my palm. You can see, press it with my palm. And then I will use a rolling pin and I'll flatten it. Okay, you can see the rolling pin. I sort of put some flat wrap on it. So that it's just, so I'm gonna, like a roti. So I'm just flattening it. As you flatten it, you can see that it's sort of, it's sort of squish all the shallots together, and it's sort of, combine the pastry that's or the wrappers or the gauji wrappers, in the middle, and you can also see the sesame oil, mixed together, oozing out of the pancake itself. All right, so this is what it looks like, and I'll probably like put it on the other side and give it a nice roll. Okay, so really this is a very simple shallot pancake. It's kind of like a cheap style shallot pancake. Now I'm going to heat up. Now I'm going to give the rice a bit of a stir. Okay, while it's sort of thickening up, and I can smell the beautiful cinnamon, going through the rice. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'm gonna do another of the the pancake, and so I'm gonna repeat this process again. Okay, so I'll repeat the process again. Oh, where is my bowl of shallots? Yeah, okay. And I put in the shallots. And another bit of pancake, another bit of, another layer of gauji. And I suppose you can, sometimes you can also put a bit of garlic, if you like, to the mixture, and some sesame oil to the mixture. All right. And then another bit of mixture goes into it again.
Turn down the heat?
Yeah, please turn down the heat. All right. I should just let it simmer. And I'll just have the final wrapper, the skin. Give it a good stir. Sorry about the mess. Right, okay. So it looks like my pudding is over boiled. Alina's going to do it. Can you
Should I put the lid on it, or just...
No, it really has to be one. So I'm going to flatten this pancake while Nina, you want to flatten the pancake for me?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you do that while I'm going to prepare the, I'm just going to keep stirring my rice. Now, Nina can flatten the pancake while I will start to get preparation to fry the, you know, the pancake up. Okay, so this this pudding is coming along nicely, and what I'll do now is okay, yeah, what I'll do now, I'll just keep stirring so until it starts to thicken up. It's coming along beautifully. Right.
It smells nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Is
So
that
how did
flat
you
enough?
go? Yep, that's beautifully flat. Okay, so it doesn't have to be you know, perfectly uniform, but it's kind of like quite nice. You can maybe flatten the other side. Okay, and now next is I'm going to start heating the oil in a frying pan. So not too much oil, not too much oil. And what we'll do is we just get some vegetable oil. Maybe just like 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay, just a normal vegetable oil will do. So it's a bit like a shallow fry. As you can see, I just swirl the pan about and make sure it's nice and all, you know, hot before I put the pancake on. Okay. Now, while we're waiting for the oil to get hot, here I'm still stirring the rice. Now it's still a bit runny, but it's coming nice, thick and creamy. Okay, nice, thick and creamy. And the citrus is still, you know, remain in the pot. Now, while the rice and the milk mixture is coming along nicely, what I'll do is I will add some sugar to it. Okay. I'll start with maybe 1 tablespoon, and it says a 1/4 cup of sugar, but I'll start a bit liberal, not, you know, I mean not liberal, sorry, a bit more, you know, on a small scale. And just, you know, sometimes I don't really like it when it's too sweet. So yep, it's coming along beautifully. Right, I think this is quite hot enough, and what I'll do is I'll put the Shallot Pancake there. So it's frying now. Okay. Okay, frying now. And I just put 2 in it, so just to save a bit of time and space. All right. So we just wait for it to, you know, to get brown on each side. And if you can put the camera on this side, look, I just put in the sugar, so I just keep dissolving and let it simmer. Let it keep cooking. You see the rice, you can see the rice, it starts to come together and starts thickening. Okay. So you can see the sizzle and bubble coming together. Okay. Now I'm going to get some plates. Please. Okay. Okay. How many? Or maybe just 2. It's sort of, I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Yep, it's sort of browning on one side. So I'm going to flip it on the other side. It's nice and brown on one side. Okay, nice and brown on one side.
That's so good.
Okay, nice and brown on one side. So I just flip it on the other side. And yeah, we're using a non-stick frying pan here. So it's quite nice. Okay. But I need the wrappers inside or in between to also cook as well. Okay. And just turn the heat down. You can just adjust the heat, you know, according to how much you like it. Yep. This is the rice is thickening, so you'll take a little bit
We'll show everyone what it looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Okay, so the rice is thickening, so we just keep cooking. Alright. It's actually taking a bit longer than anticipated. Now I'm going to do a taste test with the rice. Okay, while I'm cooking the shallots. Okay, so I'm going to do a taste test to see whether the rice is actually quite cooked or whether it's sweet enough. Pretty good. And you still got that the little bony texture in the rice, so it's pretty good. Not too sweet. So I believe that by the time I add the maple syrup to it and the vanilla essence, that will give it a bit of a nice, flavoring and texture. So I'll just keep it cooking. Now I'm just going to check the pancake. Oops, okay, it looks like it's coming together beautifully. And it's got a nice shallot fragrance, coming out the pan. Okay, I'll give it a bit of a fry. So you can see that it doesn't need a lot of oil, and the pastry will soak up the oil, but this is one side, so the other side should be just as nice and golden brown, as you can see. Yeah, but I'll give it a bit of a, bit of a flattening and a bit of a browning in the pan. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just. Now we're going back to our dessert now. It looks like it's kind of like thickening. And I'll try and get as much liquid absorbed into the rice. So I'll just, allow it to keep simmering for a while, and I might turn the heat up a bit. Okay. Now, as for the rice, I think it's all nicely done. So I'm going to turn the, I'm sorry, the pancake. I'm going to turn the gas off. Yeah. It smells beautifully. So I'm going to dish it out now. Okay, I'm going to dish it out, and you can see it's quite stiff like that. All right. Another one, dish it up stiff. So it's nice and golden brown on both sides. I'm going to leave this to the side. Okay, leave it to the side to cook. To serve later on. All right. So I'll leave it now. Okay. I'll just put the pan over here. Is it okay? Yeah. All right. Now the rice, we're coming back to the pudding. I'm glad I start the pudding first because it's still boiling away, cooking away. So I'll just keep stirring it. Okay, there. You can see the citrus. You can see it starts to thicken up. All right.
It smells so good and it looks yum.
All right, that's good. So I'll just keep boiling. Hopefully it won't take very long. Maybe I would say another 5 minutes or so. But I'll just keep boiling it. Now, the next course will be miso soup and vegetables. This is a very simple noodle soup, and it's really nice for the winter. Okay, I'll go through the ingredients with you quickly. We need, the vegetable. We need maybe a cup of vegetable stock. We can just pour it in. Okay, I'll just heat it up there. I'll try and turn it down. Good. And going. Now, I'll open this up. So this is just a vegetable stock that I normally get, and it looks like that. Okay, you can get any vegetable stock you like. So I'll just pour the vegetable stock into the pot. Just pour the whole thing into the pot. Okay. At the one side. The rice is, and I'm going to let this sort of like heat up or boil up. And yep, the rice is thickening now. as you can see, okay? Right. Okay, maybe I'll just, do an extra 2 minutes, but not, make sure it doesn't go, sort of stick to the bottom. That's a very, I think it's quite important, with rice pudding, that it doesn't go dry at all, okay? So it looks like it's coming together, and all I got to do is just keep stirring it. Right. And what I'll do now is I will turn the heat off. I'm going to turn the heat off now. Okay, because it will still simmer away, and I will add vanilla essence to it. Okay. Add a bit of vanilla essence to it. Now I run out a bit of vanilla essence. What I'll do is I'll just add a bit of water to this bottle. Okay, good. And I will also add some maple syrup. Okay, I can just use any maple syrup. Well, not too much, just could be a 1 tablespoon or just a good squirt. Again, give it a nice stir. Okay, a nice, lovely stir. See how thick and creamy it comes together. All right.
Looks so good.
Okay. Yep. So what I'll do is I'll just leave it aside to cool down. Now, while the vegetable stock is cooking away, boiling away, and these are the ingredients I'm going to use. Miso paste. You can either use that, or I'll use, or I'll use just the sweet red miso. What I'll do today is I'm going to mix those two together in a, to the pot, and all kinds of green vegetable that you can sort of think of. Okay, so I've got here broccoli, carrots, warm buck, and choice okay, which is Asian green leafy vegetables. And these vegetables, once it's cooked, it's going to be really, really, nice in texture, and it gives the flavor to the soup. So for now, I'm just going to add in the carrots. Because carrots takes a longer while to cook, and it hasn't quite boiled yet. I might just turn the heat up a bit so that it's going to be boiling. And I'll add the rest, a bit last. Okay, I'll just keep my hands. Now, the next thing is I'm going to mix the, I'm going to mix the miso paste together. So I'll just use 1 teaspoon of the red miso and another teaspoon of the, not too much, just a tiny bit. Okay, another teaspoon of the normal shiro miso, and I will use some hot water or boiling water and make that into a paste. Okay. Now I'm just going to mix it together now. It's coming together lovely. I'll just wait for the stock to come to a boiling point. And when you add in the vegetables, I also will add some silken tofu, okay? And then very last, I'll add the udon noodles. Now this is the brand that I get for the udon noodles. Okay, you can get that from the Asian shop. So it's like a one pot, one pot that, it's just everything. So I'll just give this, broccoli a bit of a chop. Okay, so that it's nice in lengthwise. Yeah. Okay. That's the broccoli. I give it almost like a finger size, so that's all in bite size. Right. Now the soup is sort of coming together. I'm just gonna need a spoon for that, you know?
Yeah, we've just got a question from Eva.
Yes, Eva.
She's asking, is the udon the refrigerated one?
You can use the refrigerated one, Eva. You can use definitely. You can use the you know the refrigerated one, but I think the refrigerated one is quite oily sometimes, and what I suggest that you may need to cook that separately first before you actually add on to the stock. Okay. So yeah, but the one that I use is basically a dry one. Yeah. So I'm just giving this stock a stir. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'm gonna add the miso paste. Make sure you keep tasting your food, and the miso paste can be sometimes quite overpowering. So I just add that to the stock, and I'm going to give it a taste that it doesn't taste too salty. Okay, if it's too salty, I can add some water to it. It's just perfect. It's just not too salty and not too, not too overpowering at all. I think this is a very nice, delicate vegetable stock I've got there. It looks like it's coming together beautifully. Now I'm going to start adding the vegetables. I'll start with the broccoli and the wombok. Okay. And also the choisun. All right, so you just got all the colors, the green colors that goes with it. Okay, you can see it's just colorful. Yes, you can see all the colors, and all you gotta do is just let it boil. Let it boil away until the vegetables sort of get softened. Right. I'm gonna get ready the tofu. Now the tofu, what I'll do is I'm going to put into a small little cube. Okay, the tofu. So I'll cut you the knife, and what I can do is I'll drain off the excess liquid first. Now, this is such a I can just cut it into lovely small. Not too small, otherwise it's kind of like disintegrate too much in this food. Soft tofu. Oh, and I'm going to use another kind of tofu. This is the fried puff tofu. And okay, now this is a really interesting kind of tofu. It's really yummy, and I'll get this from the Asian shop. It comes in a big packet like that. Okay, so it's actually and it's already been fried. It's like tofu sheet that's been fried. So while this stock is boiling, all I got to do is just add the, because it comes in quite hot, so I just add to it and it gets softened. And I'll add about, it's a nice addition to the meal. About say 5, 6. Okay, and let it cook away, simmer away. It's yummy. If you feel that you need a bit of, add some soy sauce here, go for it. And sometimes if you want to add a bit of, Marcel vegetables, like Marcel vegetable stock, you can do that as well. But for today, I'll just leave it the way it is. I won't add too much of everything, okay? Now, I'll be ready now with my udon noodles. Dry packet, as you can see. And it looks like it's softening, it's coming together. Maybe you can put a camera here, Nina, and see and show them what's happening to the pot. So can you see?
Oh, yeah, it's all softened.
Yeah. I'm adding this, I'm adding the udon noodles, okay? Yeah. And if you got a chopstick, you can actually, put, you can get a chopstick to sort of.
Chopstick?
Yeah, it might be nice to have a chopstick. Sort of separate everything. And now I'll add our tofu, okay? So this is it. This is our meal, as you can see. Okay, so the chopstick will sort of, kind of like, the reason I use chopstick is sort of it's a bit delicate with the soft silken tofu. And I just want it to, get a bit of vegetables all mixed nicely together. And I'll leave this to boil maybe for another 1 or 2 minutes, okay? Now, while this is cooking away, I'm gonna get ready to dish our food out now. So I'm gonna put all our little wrappers to one side. So bear with me. Okay, bear with me, and I'll start to dish out what's this? Yeah, the pancake shallots has been done, and now we can cut this into beautiful, lovely. We can quarter it, okay? We're gonna quarter it or make it into bite size. All right. Okay, there we go. You can hear the crunch. Okay, there. I think that's sort of like, thick enough. Okay, you can hear the crunch. And you can serve that with a bit of chili sauce or soy sauce, all right, depending how you like it. Wow, okay, I think the soup is done, so I'm gonna turn everything off. All right, now, so here now we have the soup, and I'm going to dish it out in a sort of like a dish. No, I can just use that one, a big dish. And I'll just get a bit of noodles first. Chopsticks, I get noodles. Noodles out. I'm getting hungry. And this is such a comforting food, for a rainy winter day. Okay, and I'll just dish out the greens. The tofu. And some carrots and some vegetables to give it a bit of a color.
We've got a question from Diane.
Yes.
She's asking, it didn't take too long for the soup to be cooked. So
no, not at all. Yeah. Not at all, Diane. It's a very good meal, a quick fix meal, but all you need is just the nice ingredients, all those lovely ingredients. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I'm going to garnish it with some of the leftover shallots that I've got, when I was doing the pastry. So I'm going to garnish it that way. All right. Okay. Lovely. Now, for our dessert. So this is what it looks like, yeah? Okay. For our dessert, what I'll do is I'm going to get a nice glass that looks like this. And I'm going to scoop out our rice. Can I have a spoon, please? So I'm going to scoop out our rice. Oh, this is nice. This is lovely. This is really nice and creamy, as you can see. Look, nice and creamy. So I'll scoop out our rice onto a nice glass that looks like that. Okay.
And Diane also wants to know, are the veggies crunchy?
Yeah, the veggies will stay crunchy, Diane, and depending on how much you know, like depending on how long you cook the vegetables, yeah, it will, I guess it will stay. I mean, for now, I suppose this will stay quite crunchy. It's not like overcooked, okay? So this is our dessert. And for decoration purposes, I won't put in any more cinnamon because it might be overpowering. For decoration purposes, I think what I'll use is, I can use a cinnamon stick. Have you seen my cinnamon stick that comes in a foil? Okay then. For decoration purposes, you can use some lemon zest, or you know, you can put in the lemon zest, or you can even use like some chopped almond nuts if you like. But you know, I'll just use a cinnamon stick. Okay.
So fancy.
All right. So yep, and look, I'll get maybe I'll get Eugene and Nina to give it a go, to give it a try. What do you say, hey? Okay, Eugene and Nina, come and give it a try and see how you go. You know, just try the just have the chopstick. Taste test, Eugene and Nina. Yep. Okay, so I get some of my, I get Richard as well. Richard is here. So you know, you can just taste test the shallot pancake. You can use your hand.
Very crunchy
Okay.
and well seasoned.
Right. And would you want to try the noodles?
The noodles.
Yeah, I want to try just try a little bit of the noodles and tell me what it's, and also the vegetables, okay?
What broth is it in?
Okay.
Miso.
Miso and vegetable stock.
Hi
All right.
everyone.
Nice.
What was that? Shallot pancake.
Yes, it's good. It's not too heavy on the flavor, so you can get the texture of the noodles. It's not very overpowering. A lot of, you can get that sense of umami. I think it's very good.
Okay, lovely. Yeah.
Back to the
So,
chef.
yeah. Well, just in case, you know, Eugene will give us a, you know, like he'll know about this dish more than I do because he is from the Korean background, right? And the miso is, I think, it's part of one of the traditional, you know, sort of condiments. Okay, right, Nina, give this rice a.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to trying this. Smells so good. It's really good.
Yeah.
It tastes the lemon, the cinnamon. It's not too sweet.
Okay, all right.
And it's good for this weather.
Yeah. So I think it's good that we managed to get all this, you know, dish out the way, you know, like the way I like it. And so I think it's worth giving it a go, church. And yeah, so I hope, you know, y'all have a happy time viewing and watching. And I'll see y'all, you know, when church starts again. Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.